Good morning. Want to share a few thoughts with you this morning. I was doing some reading the other day and I was reminded of, what constitutes well-being? How can we flourish? How can we be better versions of ourselves or be the most productive people that we want to be? And of course, the social scientists and the psychologists, they've studied that. We know that. PERMA, positivity, engagement, relationships, having powerful relationships in our lives, finding more meaning in what it is that we are doing and achieving. We are achieving human beings. So the mnemonic PERMA, the 5 elements of well-being. And just talking about positivity, there are 10 elements that make up positivity. There's serenity, there's hope, there's amusement, there's awe, there's joy, there's pride, just a few. And I was reminded the other day about how we can cultivate more of these in our lives very intentionally. And there's no question about it that there's some people out there that, and just on a day-to-day basis, we have adversity and it can create some very difficult moments in our lives. And so I think the idea of practicing these elements, it's something of positivity, the idea of joy and gratitude. And I was reminded of that the other day as I ran into an acquaintance in a Barnes & Noble, a guy named Doug Smith. 8 years ago, this guy was given basically a death sentence. He had a very rare form of cancer, was at the Mayo Clinic, sent home basically to get his affairs in order. 8 years later, he's still alive, and a great doctor here in town, Dr. Bird, found an experimental drug, and this has kept this man alive. So as I was talking to Doug, Doug was getting ready to go out and give a talk on happiness. He wrote a book. It's Happiness, the journey of living confidently, joyfully, and with great gratitude. And it's a book I would recommend. And I could see that he very urgently wanted to get out the door because he was going to give a talk on what else, but happiness. And here's a guy that has every right in the world probably to maybe feel sorry for himself or not to be the most joyful guy in the world. But the gratitude that the man has, for life. The other night, we took one of our friends out for dinner 8 months ago. Same thing. Ken was just given a terrible diagnosis, went through tons of chemotherapy. He had a bone marrow transplant, and we're sitting there the other night. He seems to be on the other side of it, getting well, beautiful wife there. And all he was doing was just expressing tremendous gratitude for us, for visiting him, which a few times we visit him, but here he's offering all this gratitude. We're feeling great, about the fact that we were able to reach out, as well as many other people. He surrounded himself with his 3 daughters, beautiful wife, friends coming to visit. And so let's face it, at the end of the day, it's about the transformational relationships that we have, the gratitude, that we feel, and the joy that we feel. And when you think about one of those emotions of gratitude, that carries with it the idea of wanting to reach out to other people. So that's my challenge for myself, and my challenge for you is to, maybe pick up a book on the idea of positivity, or pick up an article or two, or investigate that. Be more intentional about how you're leading your life. I want to be more intentional that way, of tapping into those emotions of gratitude and joy and awe. And just being out here today is, I'm in awe every time I walk in this park. Hey, I wish you a great weekend. Have a great next week. I will see you next week. This is Pete Kunk, Built to Lead.